Hi everybody, welcome to Shies Hill, which is located just south of Nashville in Tennessee. Now this is the site of a very important battle during the Civil War. It happened December 16th of 1864. Now what happened was the Federal Army really destroyed the Confederate line here. What happened was they captured Colonel W.M. Shy, and he was of the 20th Tennessee Infantry. He was killed, and then the General T.B. Smith was captured as well, not killed. But at the same time what they did was they pushed, the Federal Army pushed the Confederate Army over the Overton Hills, and they ended up at the Franklin Pike. So this is a very important battlefield right here because it really destroyed what happened with the Confederates, and it was near the end of the Civil War. It was only about 4 months before it ended. Now you're going to see some remnants of this battlefield as we do this tour. You can see Shies Hill. There's a bit of it up here. This is kind of where it is right here. Okay. All right. So stay tuned. We're just getting started. All right, here we have the first little stop here. Now here, this is very near the entrance. It says Minnesota on this. Now the reason for that was that Minnesota suffered the most casualties during the war, that is, as far as the Union Army was concerned. Hi folks, here we have some of the cannons here, left over in those days. You can see some here. You can see some right here. There you go. Alrighty, continue the tour. Now here it says Illinois 114th Infantry. Now here is where the voluntary infantry, the 114th Infantry of Illinois, attacked the Confederate soldiers, and considerable damage occurred. That's why they really pushed them back. But in the process, they lost 3 men. 3 were killed, and 1 officer and 11 enlisted men were wounded. So this spot here commemorates that particular part of the battle. Okay folks, continuing the tour here, and you can see here's a bit of the trail on the way up, and those cannons I showed you earlier are very likely just replicas of back in the day. And that one spot I showed you of the Illinois 114th Infantry, that was actually near that spot, not exactly that spot. And we're heading up to the top right here. You can see the top of the hill right there. There's a little more of the trail right there. However, here we're at the summit of the hill. Now if you look up there, there's the flags right here. We have the original Confederate flag here. That was only the 3 stars. Then we have the U.S. flag, obviously, and we have the one of Minnesota. I guess that will be the reason we specified earlier. There we go. So here we're at the top of the hill here. We have a little more of this right here. And now we come over here and see a little more of this ground. Apparently the cannon had to be removed recently, but there's one here for the longest time. But this is obviously a very important part of the hill right here, the summit right here. Alrighty, here we are finishing the tour of Shies Hill. Now, what happened was the day before this occurred, apparently under the cover of darkness, the Confederate Army wanted to establish a better strategic position. So what they did was they dug up trenches, but unfortunately the trenches were not very well done because under cover of darkness, they were on a bit of a bad slope, and they were too far back for the military crest. Now they say that the trenches are lined up by a lot of these tree logs right here. You can see some of them here, okay? And then it goes around here, more tree logs here, and they go a little more down this way, this distance here, you can see over here, a little more over here. That distance there. Okay, now, I should mention that the leader of the Confederates, or one of the leaders, he decided, okay, this isn't good, so he tried to realign the trenches. So he realigned the trench lines so that it was in line with the rest of the Confederate Army, but unfortunately it was a little too late for them. So this is Shies Hill. Come check it out.